My teenage daughter's principal called in tears. You need to hear what she said to the school shooter. When Principal Davies called me at work, I knew it was about Maya again. My daughter had been in his office at least once a month since freshman year for pranks. Last week, she'd pulled the fire alarm during final exams, and the entire school had evacuated for nothing. Davies had scheduled a disciplinary hearing for that morning, and I'd taken off work to sit through another lecture about Maya's behavior. But when I answered the phone and heard him crying, actually sobbing, I felt my stomach drop. Mrs. Whitmore, something happened today. I need you to come to the police station immediately. It's about Maya and what she did during the lockdown. Lockdown. That word every parent dreads. I was in my car before he even finished the sentence. The police station parking lot was chaos. News vans, ambulances, parents screaming and crying while trying to find their kids. An officer stopped me at the entrance, and I shoved my ID at him. My daughter, Maya Whitmore, the principal called me, please, is she okay? He checked his list, and his expression softened. She's fine. She's with Principal Davies in conference room 3. I practically ran down the hallway. Through the window, I could see Maya sitting in a chair wrapped in a blanket, and Davies was next to her with his face in his hands. The moment I walked in, Maya looked up at me with red eyes. Mom, I'm so sorry. I tried to tell them. Nobody believed me. Davies stood up, and his voice cracked. Mrs. Whitmore, you need to see this. You need to understand what your daughter did today. He pulled up security footage on a laptop, timestamp from 2 hours earlier. The video showed Maya sitting in his office, presumably waiting for her disciplinary hearing to start. Then Davies appears on screen, his face pale, and he's locking the office door. You can see him mouth the word lockdown and reach for his phone. Maya's head snaps up. She doesn't freeze like you'd expect. She stands up and runs straight for the door. Davies tries to grab her. You can see him screaming at her to stay, but she rips the door open and sprints into the hallway. The camera angle switches to the main corridor. Students are panicking, teachers are pulling kids into classrooms, and there's Maya running full speed in the opposite direction of safety. She reaches the first fire alarm and pulls it. The ear-splitting sound fills the audio. Then she keeps running. Davies fast-forwarded through the footage. She pulled 6 alarms, every single one in the building. The video showed Maya sprinting through hallways, pulling alarm after alarm while chaos erupted around her. The antiquated alarm system did exactly what it was designed to do: override everything. Every exterior door in the building automatically unlocked. Every classroom door that was supposed to stay sealed during lockdown clicked open. Students, trained by monthly fire drills since kindergarten, immediately started evacuating. Teachers tried to stop them, tried to maintain lockdown protocol, but 800 teenagers heard that alarm and followed the procedure they'd practiced hundreds of times. They poured out of every exit, flooding into the parking lot and football field. Within 4 minutes, the building was nearly empty. Davies switched to a different camera angle. The shooter was already inside. He'd entered through the west entrance during passing period with a duffel bag full of ammunition and plans to trap everyone inside. The footage showed a young man I didn't recognize standing in an empty hallway, looking around in confusion. Police in tactical gear appeared from multiple directions. He was surrounded within seconds, standing alone in a building he'd expected to be full of targets. No hostages to negotiate with, no crowds to shoot into, just empty hallways and that screaming fire alarm. Davies' voice shook. His plan required locked doors and trapped students. Maya took away both. Police found his manifesto. He'd been planning this for 6 months. He turned to look at my daughter. The fire alarm she pulled last week, that wasn't a prank. She was testing response times and exit patterns. She was preparing. Maya finally spoke, her voice small. I heard him talking 3 weeks ago. Dylan Vaughn, my ex-boyfriend's best friend. He was saying weird stuff about the school owing him something, about making everyone see. I reported it to the counselor. She said I was being dramatic and attention-seeking because Dylan and I had some fight at a party. I tried to tell Coach Reynolds. He said Dylan was a good kid going through a tough time. So I pulled the alarm last week to see if the fire system still worked like I remembered from that assembly about the building's age. It did. The doors unlocked automatically. She looked at me with tears. Today when the lockdown started, I knew it was him. I knew the plan. So I pulled the alarms. Davies wiped his eyes. We were going to expel her today for that false alarm. Instead, she saved 800 lives using the exact behavior we were punishing her for. Maya's hearing got canceled, and the school board gave her a medal instead of expulsion.